ليش نشكيلك يما وقالوا لي ليلى صغير وفي قلبي غمة نحب انتي وانتي للفوق يحبوا يقصوا لجناحي قولي ذكراني مخنوق ومنك طالب سماحي
هما كلها واحدة.
Alright, what's up? What's down? What's all around? I'm out here, NorCal, doing what it do. Hoping y'all can appreciate this day that we have. Another day to breathe, another day to live, another day to understand, another day to have thanks for all the things that we have. We live in a time period in which we live in luxury, but we take it for granted. We live in the safest time period in all history. We've never had such a safe time period ever. And here we are. We're as free as we've ever been. You know, I just pulled over, got some coffee, got something to eat. I didn't have to slave over food. I didn't have to murder my food and drag it home and then gut it and skin it and clean it and prepare it. I didn't have to do that shit. I literally went to the store, didn't have to grow these coffee beans, grabbed some coffee, grabbed a Cliff Bar, you know, just to get my day started, right? And I think it's rather important that we just look at life as not necessarily for what we think it is, but take it for what we can do with what we have. See, there's people in life that are mad for every reason. People that are not happy. People that are spoiled. People that have been given this lifestyle, this life, rather, and they just take it for granted. Oh, your parent says, clean your room. Kid goes, I don't want to clean my room. I want to play video games. Right? Jeez, this coffee's fucking hot. I've been holding my hand and I've been just moving it back and forth in my hand. But the thing is, we are living in a lifetime, in an era, where there's people that have first world problems. You can literally turn on the TV and there's Kim Kardashian crying about something. And then you think to yourself, why the fuck is this broad crying about anything? But that's neither here or there. Point is, we're living in an era where it's safe. Women generally don't get raped ever. And if it ever comes across their mind, it's because of some situation or something that they were told to them by feminism and shit like that. But essentially, no one gets raped, no one gets murdered. Now, you might be like, 100 people in Chicago got murdered this month or something, right? Sure, that's one place. Go anywhere else. It ain't murder. I'm driving on the road. How many times do you hear about the killer of truck drivers? It doesn't happen. Now imagine if we lived 3,000 years ago. That would be like normal. That'd be like, whoa, you made it A to B on your own across the country? Going through all these fucking tribes and shit. We're living in a time period where shit's fucking easy. You don't have to murder your food. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is make a little bit of money, one way or the motherfucking other, and purchase your food. Think about it like this. Yesterday I went to Taco Bell, and it occurred to me. I thought to myself, I was like, man, this is kind of expensive. I paid like $8 for like 3 items, and they were cheap items. One of them was those like beefy Fritos burritos. It's like $1.89. That shit back home is $1. You know, it's like always double the price. And I'm thinking to myself, for $8, I had enough food to last me all day. For $8, and I could have went cheaper. But the point is, what's minimum wage? Let's just say it's $10 an hour. I only have to work 1 hour a day to survive. How fucking easy do we have it? We have it fucking easy. And I hate when people think that, well, you know, America sucks, Trump's president, or, you know, it's about time Trump was president, however people look at shit nowadays. And they're like, oh, this is going on, and this is going on, and fuck, if this person goes into Congress. Are you fucking kidding me? Let that shit go. Who the fuck cares about whatever tiny, minute fucking thing? Did you work your hour today? You get to eat today. And you can get a coffee on top of that. Luxury. Boom. 1 hour a day you're living in luxury. Now I know that sounds a little stupid to a lot of people, but this is a good idea to frame it. A good way to frame it. If you make $30,000 a year, $30,000 a year, you are living better than 99% of the world. That means you are in the top 1%. So if you're making $31,000 a year and you're bitching and going to the fucking, you know, socialist party riots or speeches and stuff, and you're like, you know, fuck the top 1%. Just be saying fuck yourself. You are living in the top 1% of wealth in the world if you're making $30,000 a year or more. Top 1%. So don't give me no shit about anything. And the people in poverty in this country are in the top 3% in the world. In poverty. You make $12,000 a year, you're doing better than 97% of the world. Just put that in perspective for you. Think of it like this. 150 years ago, no one owned a vehicle. I was talking to my roommate today, and he's poor. He's in poverty. He doesn't look at me as a good role model of getting ahead and making great money and being very, very luxurious in his life. But he is well below the poverty line. He sent me a text today. He's like, yeah, sorry, man. My phone might shut off today, and I don't know when I can afford to put it back on. And I thought to myself, I was like, that's not even a big deal. You still have food, right? You still have your rent paid, right? Your phone, which no one had 30 years ago? Your phone. You're not able to use your phone. You're doing fine. You're fine. You know what I'm getting at? You're fucking fine. And if you're going to be bitching about, oh, my phone, I'm not living a great life. You got food on your table? Did you have to murder that food? Did you have to care for this livestock and grow all these vegetables in your garden? No. You didn't do any of that. You're living in the easiest time period of all history. The fact that his phone got turned off is such a huge deal. To who? And why? First world problems. You have food on the table. You didn't have to work for that food, basically, essentially none. You know, 1 hour a day, boom, you have enough food to last you all day. How much does it cost to go to your local grocery store and get a rotisserie style chicken, which is a full chicken that has been gutted, cleaned, let alone fed its whole life, and, you know, just you go there and it's already cooked, and boom, $5 is the general price that I've seen. $5 for a fucking chicken ready to go, hot and ready, full chicken. Now they took out the heart if you wanted to eat the heart. Well, that's beside the point, and really, really beside the point. But $5 chicken can last you and your dog all day for $5, and it's real food. $5. So you and your dog, let's just say you buy 2 of them. You worked 1 hour and you got 2 whole chickens. You essentially can survive off $5 a day. You and your fucking cat and dog, and you know what I'm getting at? You will survive let alone if you got some beans or something like that, something cheap like rice and beans. You can get a 50-pound bag of fucking rice for like $20. You know what I'm getting at? Like it'll last you all year. So you work your 2 hours and you're going to be able to survive indefinitely for 1 year. Let alone whatever else luxury you want to add on top of that. We're living in a safe period, a calm period. There's not even war essentially going on to a degree where everyone's affected. There's no harm coming your way. That's why they fearmonger everything in the news, saying E. coli to North Korea to whatever scary thing that they can conjure up to keep you in fear, instead of realizing how easy you have it. Now, granted, yeah, the government takes 50% of everything you earn, and essentially 8 to 10% on top of that on everything you purchase. On top of that, permits, fees, etc., right? And then reinstating things and insurance on things. You need insurance, And essentially they take away the majority of your money. But if you really consider it, when you go to your grocery store, are you in constant threat? When you go to work, are you in constant threat? Now, if you're in a coal mine or something like that, yeah, but it's very rare because most jobs don't revolve around that. Nor agriculture, which would be 150 years ago, 90-something% of people in the United States was in agriculture. Then they created machines, they had other jobs, and people got out of agriculture. People stopped even gardening in their own yard because that's how easy they have it. Now, I don't suggest that. I suggest to garden. You know me, I'm a prepper / homesteader / off-grid guy. But the point is, you don't have to do anything. If shit hits the fan, you have FEMA, if you're one of those guys that can come back and say, well, the government's going to take care of me, or at least a faction of the government will take care of me if shit hits the fan, so I don't have to prep. Now, I'm against that argument, you already know that, but essentially, they're sort of right. I don't like to put my trust in other people, but essentially, the system is taking care of itself, and it's in full swing. You know that the trucks are going to go to your grocery store and deliver some of the food. You know that the butcher's going to still have a job. You know that these farmers are going to still have a job, and they're going to create food and wealth, and you're going to create wealth, and the system's going to continue one way or the other because it's very easy. It's a very easy system. Now, essentially, we don't have the most simplistic life, but it is not like harmful. Your jobs aren't going to be in the coal mine. It's not going to be doing something very dangerous for the most part. You probably go to an office job or whatever. It's not going to be very dangerous. Generally, one of the most dangerous jobs out there, trucking. I'm doing it. Haven't been in an accident. It's like, yeah, I've seen some trucks on the side of the road, but this is like the most dangerous job in America, essentially. Not really, but essentially one of the top 1% of dangerous jobs in America. It's not like being a musician, but yeah, musician, a fan might hate you and stab you after the show. That can happen to anyone. That has nothing to do with the job. Or you're got to be a drug addict and you're going to die. Statistically, no, I don't buy that. The job itself, when you go to work, what's dangerous about your job? Being the cashier at Walmart, whatever it is. What's dangerous about your job? Oh, there isn't. You live in a great time, and you're getting paid a lot of money. And I see a lot of managers and district managers and higher-ups and bigwigs stand around and chat. And they make so much fucking money. Then what can they do? Whenever you see somebody that has a boat, that costs more than $500, you know you're living in a good time. Meaning, like, unless it's a fucking canoe, and this person has a fiberglass boat that works, has an outboard engine, and fucking has a trailer, and the guy has a nice pickup truck to drive that into the ocean or the lake or whatever, the river, and you have that ability, which I'm going to have that ability soon because I'm going down that path myself. When you have that option to do that in America and to take a day off and just go out fishing all day, come on, how bad do you really have it? Now, some of you guys, a lot of you guys might be like, I can't afford a boat. I can't even afford a pickup truck. I ride the bus every day to work. Okay, well, you have like $1. Let's just say in where you live is $2 to ride the bus. All right, let's just say, which is very rare even nowadays, because the majority of places are still $1 that I've seen. Florida, New York, yeah, the places I've seen still $1. But the point is, $2. If you're making $80 that day, even before taxes, and you paid $2 there and $2 back on the bus, it's a lot cheaper than, you know, having a vehicle or whatever. And how often do you hear of people getting stabbed or murdered on a bus? It almost never happens. Why? Because those buses are generally equipped with cameras. And it's really stupid. People do stupid shit, but murder? You're not going to get murdered riding the bus. You're not going to get murdered at your job. These things aren't going to happen. You're living in a very easy time. Everything's essentially like, hey, here you go. Here's a cell phone. If you have a fucking cell phone, you can't tell me you live in poverty. I think that poverty line is bullshit. Poor, but you have a cell phone? You have internet in your house? All your bills are paid? What do you mean poor? Don't give me that shit. I've been poor, and I used to say that all the time as well. But I had internet in my house. I hated paying the internet. I had hot water. I had heat. I had a television. I had a couch. I had a bed. What the fuck else do you want? Notice, I'm somebody that says, if you're working just to live, that is literally slavery. Just to live is literally slavery. That's what they did with slaves in all facets of time. They'll give you room and board. They will feed you. They will give you water to drink to make sure that you function and are able to do your duties. It's called slavery. But you have a comfy pillow that you picked out. You bought a cell phone. What kind of time are we living in when the poorest people in our country, the homeless, can eat and can survive for a couple dollars a day? And all they have to do is ask somebody for money. And boom, they're taken care of. Oh, they got $5 that day. Boom! They can be a fat homeless person at that point. Right? One day they might get $20. Some of these guys make $100 a day. I've seen it. I love coffee. But I didn't want this video to be too uber long. I just wanted to explain. So a lot of you guys get off your fucking high horse or your bitchy, whatever it is. Thanksgiving was a few weeks ago, and I totally was one of those people that looked at what we have to give thanks for. All of us, race, gender, creed, doesn't matter. We all have something to be thankful for, that we're living in this period of time. This period of time. Be thankful. Appreciate. Stop bitching about, oh, I gotta go to work today. You don't even have to. There's homeless people that are alive. All right? They're not going to be alive forever. You know, eventually they're going to fucking fall victim to something. You know, their drug addiction or whatever. But essentially, there's programs out there. There's 1,000,001 ways to be luxurious in this life. If your cell phone goes off because you can't afford it, what? They didn't even have those things fucking 30 years ago. Chill. You know what I mean? If you don't have a car, they didn't have those 150 years ago. You're already doing as good, if not better, than everyone 150 years ago. No matter who you are, even if you're homeless. You're not being a slave in the coal mine, are you? Anyways, just something to think about. Just something that my head was being wrapped into when my roommate told me today that his phone's being turned off. And I'm looking around, I'm like, how bad do people really have it? They don't have it bad. And if they do have it bad, it's all in your head. So therefore, I need to make a video where you can get that bullshit delusions out of your head that you're having some really tough time. I work 16 hours a day or more. I don't bitch. I'm thankful. I'm thankful I can do this. You know? And I'm thankful that I can be prosperous. And every person, at least in the United States of America, whether you're mentally challenged, whether you're lazy, there's an option out there if you just think for like a few hours and then you come to grips about, you know, a good plan. You should be able to make $30,000 a year. I don't care if you're 18 years old or if you're 80 years old or if you're white, black, Mexican, Native American. I don't care if you're born in the ghetto. I don't care if your parents only make $12,000 a year combined. You have an opportunity to at least make $30,000 a year. There's no complaints. And that's, you have an opportunity, whether you're, whatever delusions you have in your head that's keeping you from whatever it is that you're keeping from. $30,000 a year and being the top 1% of wealth in the world. You can't tell me otherwise. My argument trumps your argument, your delusions. You have the opportunity. Well, I have one leg. Can you type? Get on a computer, learn this, learn that. Oh, you're not too smart for college? There's a trade school for you. And you will make more than $30,000 a year as an electrician. Oh, you're not... It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's 2018. It doesn't work. About to be 2019. Your delusions and your excuses don't work. If you're not in the top 1% of the wealth in the world, and you're in the United States, that's on you, buddy. That's on you. That's enough for this video. I just wanted to just reinstate that claim that I'm making, that you have no excuses. If your life sucks, you're in delusion world. It's all in here. You're living in the safest time. You're living in the healthiest time. People are generally living longer, which I don't fall into that idea, but if you believe in what they tell you, everyone's living longer, which again, I don't believe, because I see everyone my age dying, but of course, the generations before me are still alive. Anyways, that wasn't an argument, but point is, life is fucking easy nowadays. You have it a lot better than you think. A lot better than you think. And I'm just mumbling now, so I'm just gonna cut this and say, stay tuned for more content. Plenty more coming. See you guys.